Hello, Reds fans. Welcome to the YNWA Transfer News Channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for your daily latest news.
Alexander Isak to Liverpool transfer knock-on as Newcastle ready to finalize striker deal. Newcastle United are reportedly moving forward in their efforts to sign Brentford forward Yoane Wissa as Alexander Isak continues to be linked with a move to Liverpool. The Magpies are keen for reinforcements in attack this summer, with Callum Wilson also departing after his contract at St James Park expired at the end of last season. Liverpool have been long-term admirers of last season's Premier League second-highest goal scorer, Isak, and ramped up their interest by submitting a £110 million offer 1 week ago. This was flat-out rejected by Newcastle and, as things stand, the club are yet to follow it up with another offer for the striker. And with Newcastle keen to bring in reinforcements and attack themselves, any potential incomings for the club could have a knock-on effect for Liverpool as they eye a move for Isak. Sky Sports' Keith Downey now reports the Magpies look to have made a breakthrough on this front and are hopeful a deal can be done to sign Wissa from Brentford. After having a bid rejected last month, they are now back in talks and said to be ready to finalize the £35 million transfer of the DR Congo star. Key in the deal is Wissa's willingness to make the move to the northeast and Brentford identifying Bournemouth's Dango Ouattara as his replacement. Newcastle have missed out on several ambitious attacking targets over the summer months, including Hugo Ekitike, Benjamin Sesko, Brian Bumo, Joao Pedro, and Liam Delap. It means they have not been able to finalize all of the business they would have wanted to and are still in no position to sell Isak even if they wanted to. Liverpool's trip to Newcastle in the second weekend of the upcoming Premier League campaign is also reportedly a reason for Isak's move away being delayed, with the Echo's sister site, Chronicle Live, reporting the Magpies have no intention of seeing Isak play for the visitors in that tie. Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson has also reportedly emerged as a serious option for Newcastle, according to The Telegraph, while The Athletic claims FC Porto's Samu Agahola is another name under consideration. German publication Bild claims that a move could be made for Paris Saint-Germain's Randal Kolo Muani too, who is said to be of interest to Tottenham Hotspur and Juventus. The Serie A giants have so far been unable to agree a permanent transfer for the Frenchman following a loan in the second half of the 2024-25 campaign. If they are hoping to deny Newcastle yet another striker, Gazzetta dello Sport believe the old lady have offered the North East club the opportunity to take Dusan Vlahovic so that they can complete the Kolo Muani deal. Arne Slot makes wait and see admission on Liverpool transfers after £300 million summer spend. Liverpool may have spent £300 million so far in this window and plan to splash even more cash before it slams shut. But boss Arne Slot admits he won't know if they've upgraded their squad until the new recruits really settle in and all their business is done on September 1. Not that the Dutchman doubts any of the signings and their qualities, but he knows adapting to English football and the physicality will be a test. The Reds have brought in striker Hugo Ekitike for £79 million. Playmaker Florian Wirtz for potentially up to £116 million. Versatile defender Jeremy Frimpong for £29 million. Left-back Milos Kerkez for £40 million and goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili for £30 million, but they have lost regular starters with Luis Diaz leaving for Bayern Munich in a £65 million deal, while right-back Trent Alexander-Arnold departed as his contract expired. Darwin Nunez is set to be sold to Al Hilal, while defender Jarell Quansah went to Bayer Leverkusen and backup keeper Queven Kelleher headed to Brentford. They also had the tragic loss of Diogo Jota in a car crash. All those players Slot knew what they could do and couldn't do, so now he will be seeing what the new boys can deliver ahead of tomorrow's Community Shield clash with Crystal Palace. When asked if he feels the squad has been upgraded, he said, "That is something I can only tell you at the 1st of September, because the window is still 3 weeks open. So I do feel that the players we've brought in have done already really well, as expected, because that's why we brought them in. But I cannot tell you now if these players are able to perform at the same level every 3 days, therefore we first have to start the season, to see. And I didn't know that Luis Diaz was able to do that, and all the other ones were able to do that. So that is another challenge at the Premier League, because we play so many games. And for Milos Kerkez, it's going to be his first time probably, that at this level he might have to play every 3 days. Florian Wirtz comes from the Bundesliga, where he was used to playing every 3 or 4 days, but we have to ask him in 2 months if the intensity levels of the Premier League are comparable with the Bundesliga. So in terms of talent and the quality we've brought in, we see that we have a very good team again. But we have to wait and see, will they stay fit? So the ones that have left were almost the whole season fit. Will all the ones that we brought in do the same? So there are multiple factors you need to take into account. But again, I am really happy with the players we've brought in. But we've also lost starters that have had a big impact on our title-winning season last year. It is something that clearly irks Slot that Liverpool's spending is being talked about more than the players they have lost or moved on in this window. He feels it is more replacing and rebuilding rather than adding to the side which won the Premier League title at a canter last season. What I feel is not being talked about enough, although you have to make your own decision when you talk about it, is that I've lost 4 players that have started regularly, said Slot. And one of them, his family, lost him. That's Diogo. Then Darwin might be on the verge of leaving. Luis Diaz was a definite starter, and Trent Alexander-Arnold was a definite starter. So normally in the Premier League, teams only buy and never sell. We do both. We lost players in a good phase of their career. I'm used to that, and it sometimes gives new energy as well. Liverpool manager Arne Slot has played down his club's transfer link to Alexander Isak while confirming that Darwin Nunez is close to leaving the current Premier League champions. The Reds have accepted a bid in the region of £46 million from Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal for striker Nunez, with the transfer expected to be finalised in the coming days. Liverpool remain firm favourites to land the signature of Newcastle forward Isak after the Sweden international missed the Magpies' pre-season tour to Asia and has subsequently been training on his own. Slot told reporters on Friday, "As you know from me, and I think every manager works like this, you never talk about players that are not yours. We are very happy with the squad we have, and there's every reason to be happy about that, because we won the league last season. Okay, players left, but we brought players in as well, and youngsters are doing good. So at this moment in time Darwin might leave, indeed, but things are not signed yet. We need to wait maybe a few days before that's completely done, but there is indeed a chance that he's going to leave." With Nunez on the verge of departing the club, the sale of Luis Diaz to German champions Bayern Munich, and the tragic death of Diogo Jota, Liverpool could be short in their attacking options. Slot, though, is happy with the depth in his forwards ahead of the Community Shield clash against Crystal Palace at Wembley on Sunday, but said that they are always looking at the chances in the market. "I think we already have a lot of attacking power in our team," Slot added. "I think about Cody Gakpo, Federico Chiesa, Hugo Ekitike, Mo Salah, Jeremy Frimpong who play as a right winger, Florian Wirtz who can play as a left winger. I already feel I have a lot of attacking options in my current squad, but, as always, we are always looking at the chances in the market. But that can also be in the midfield or in the last line." Liverpool transfer for Alexander Isak takes turn as Newcastle make decision on delay. Liverpool's chase for Newcastle United star player, Alexander Isak, is already shaping up to be the summer's biggest transfer story, with plenty more twists and turns expected. The Reds have long been admirers of the Swedish international, who scored against them in Newcastle's Carabao Cup final triumph at Wembley in March, and they made their interest official last week. However, the Premier League champions' £110 million bid was turned down and, as it stands, they have no intention of making a second offer. That doesn't mean Liverpool have given up. They are keeping a close eye on the situation at Newcastle, whose efforts to strengthen their attack, let alone replace their top scorer from last season with 27 goals, have so far been unsuccessful. Newcastle have failed to secure targets such as Liam Delap, João Pedro and Benjamin Sesko, and while they are considering Jon Wissa and Nicholas Jackson, they face stiff competition. This means that currently, they are not in a position to sell Isak even if they wish to. However, Another reason has come to light as to why Newcastle are not eager to negotiate with the Reds, who face Crystal Palace in the Community Shield at Wembley on Sunday before kicking off their Premier League campaign at home against Bournemouth on Friday, August 15th. Following that fixture comes a journey to St. James Park, which, with Isak battling to regain full fitness, could potentially mark his debut campaign appearance after a summer plagued by a thigh problem that saw him undertake individual training sessions at former club Real Sociedad. The Chronicle claim that the Magpies are determined to prevent Isak from featuring in the blockbuster Monday Night Football clash on August 25th against Liverpool. This suggests Liverpool may need to wait until the final week of the transfer window, which shuts on September 1st, to secure Isak, who has made the Magpies aware of his appetite for a fresh challenge elsewhere. His favored destination is believed to be Anfield. Newcastle remain in a commanding position, however, given Isak has 3 years left on his existing deal. Reds boss Arne Slot was quizzed about the striker at his press conference today, August 8th, following Darwin Nunez's agreed £46.3 million switch to Al Hilal. Slot remarked, "As you know, from me, and I think every manager works like this, you never talk about players that are not yours. I can talk about Hugo Ekitike, who we have signed and done really well until now. We are very happy with the squad and have every reason to be happy because we won the league last season. Okay, players left, but we brought players in as well and youngsters are doing good. At this moment of time, Darwin might leave, indeed, but things are not signed, so we need to wait a few days until that is completely done, but there is indeed a chance he is going to leave." Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.